Overtime week 6 is here, and just because there are a few schools on a bye week, like our 6A schools, we're going to still move full steam ahead, and we have reporters literally all over the basin. Seriously, it took everyone going everywhere to cover today, and we even made a little bit of a map for reference. Right there, I am the headquarters up, and then we had Aaron and over in Seminole, and Tyler coming in at Reagan County. And finally, we have Jason, our farthest reporter, over in Alpine. And look at the whole map. We have everybody's name, and that is everyone who is out reporting for us. We're going to have highlights literally from all over the basin, as you can see. Well, we're going to head over to Aaron for our game of the week over in Seminole. We missed them a little bit on the map, but we're going to not miss him here. We're going to toss it over to him for the Indians and Steers game. Aaron, how'd it go?
Hey, that's right, Jenna. Our game of the week for week 6 pitted 2 4-1 teams against each other. The Big Spring Steers visiting the Seminole Indians. And if you like points, this was definitely the game for you, as we had 2 excellent quarterbacks in this one. We had an old-fashioned Western Saloon shootout tonight at Wigwam Stadium. And let's quickly get to those first half highlights. The Indians were playing in front of a very loud hometown crowd on homecoming night, and being back on the home field helped them jump out to an early lead. Check out this play by Seminole quarterback Blake Flowers. He shows off the escapability and the presence in the pocket here with this Houdini act, as he would not be brought down for a sack. Instead, he stays alive long enough to throw a touchdown that put the Indians in front. Big Spring would fight back, though, as quarterback Gavin Padron shows off the wheels to get into the end zone and tie the score. But it was the Indians' offense that was the story of the first half, as they would not be denied. Here, Flowers finds his receiver Hector Contreras, and the Tribe was rolling out to a 3-score lead. Padron and the Steers would have a long touchdown drive of their own to get closer, but Seminole still took a sizable lead into the locker room. All right, I'm here with Rylan McCormick. You had a number of contested catches tonight. Is that something that you guys work on? Just, hey, if I have one-on-one, throw up the ball and I'm going to go get it. Is that something that you enjoy doing out there?
It is. Coach really does put that on us, and we do practice that quite a bit. But I mean, again, Blake Flowers, a great ball. I mean, he puts a great ball on us, and then it's just our job to go up there and get it.
Well, that's right. The Seminole Indians just too much on offense. The Steers made it a little bit closer in the second half before that Indian offense got back rolling and just pulled away in the fourth quarter of this one. Greg Poynor's team sending a message to everybody in 4A tonight. The Seminole Indians are here to stay, and they are going to be very tough to deal with in district play, which begins next week. And that's going to do it from our game of the week here in Seminole. Jenna, back to you.
Well, thanks, Aaron. We talked to Coach Poynor at the beginning of the season. We played it last night in our shows. He really wants to be a mainstay in that district, and it seems like he is doing just that with the Seminole Indians. Well, we really had reporters everywhere tonight, but this one might be the furthest for a contest between Alpine and Tornillo. And Jason Freund had a front row seat and is going to tell us all about this game. Jason?
Well, Jenna, I would tell you that this was a lopsided game, but I'm pretty sure that would be doing a disservice to the word lopsided, as Alpine came out and completely dominated against Tornillo today, dropping 46 points in the first half and 26 in the first quarter alone. They did this on the strength of their running game, as their running backs, Ilan Hernandez, went absolutely buck wild on the Tornillo defense today. Speaking of first half highlights, let's take a look at those right now. Alpine Fighting Bucks looking to get their second win of the season and are set to square off against the winless Tornillo Coyotes. Opening drive for the Bucks, Ilan Hernandez gets the snap, hits the hole, and is stuffed at the goal line, but he'll fall over the end zone for the touchdown. After a punt return was taken for a touchdown, Alpine looking for more. Quarterback Trey Irvin calls his own number and has blockers in front, stiff arms a Coyote, and takes it all the way for 6 points. Still in the first, Alpine keeping their foot on the gas pedal. Hernandez slices through the gap, shoves a man to the ground, and is going to run all the way to the promised land. Alpine bursting it open with a 26-0 lead after the first quarter. All right, Coach, first off, congratulations on the win. What did it take for you guys to come out here and have such a great game on the running game today?
You know, that's just what we're going to take pride in, is running the football. The O-line, man, they're getting better each week, and I expect them to do the same next week.
Well, in the second half, it was much more of the same. Alpine would, however, call off the Dogs of War as a running clock was established and the backups were put in, but two more touchdowns were still scored to make this game 61-0 in favor of Alpine. This is a statement win for the Alpine Fighting Bucks. They'll have to continue this momentum into next week.
Well, thanks, Jason. The show is not over just yet. We have more high school football to cover tonight. Coming up, watch out for McCamey versus Sterling City, and all the way in Grand Falls, it's Grand Falls Royalty up against Grady. All that we'll cover coming up after this short break. Welcome back into overtime. We still have plenty to cover, so let's jump right back in. It's now time for McCamey and Sterling City, both teams with 3 wins, but something has just got to give at some point. Let's jump ahead. McCamey ball inside the red zone, and who do you turn to? Of course, it's Matthew Rosas for 6. The Eagles now fighting back with good field position on this drive, and the quarterback keeps it and weaves all the way down the field for a run through the defense to tie the game at 14. He really turned on the burners for that one. But when the Badgers needed a score most, guess who it was for the answer? It was Rosas again with a near identical touchdown run for 6 and the 20-14 lead. And we're going to hear from the McCamey coach now.
So you guys pulled it off tonight. Pretty impressive win. Can you talk to me? How does that feel going into district play, getting this win?
It feels great. We came in tonight looking to be 1-0. We knew Sterling City was going to be tough, and they are. They're a good ball club, and I'm pretty excited.
Now it is a fight between 2 teams looking to notch their 2nd victory in Grady and Grand Falls royalty. The Cowboys hosting the Wildcats for their first home game of the season, and it would be Grady with the first opportunity to strike to open the half, and it's Marcus Brown who launches a bomb to Hunter Blaylock to cash in for 6, and now it's Grand Falls Royalty's time to answer, and it does on the ground with Jaden Martinez with the 30-yard dash and slipping and sliding to tighten this one up. With a score of 8-6, no defender was taking him down on that big run. And it was back and forth early in this one because this time the Wildcats wanted to show off their ability to run the football, and it was Hunter McNally who runs the ball 30 yards and finds the end zone for the 14-6 lead. Well, this game started to separate with the Grand Falls Royalty turnover and another McNally rushing touchdown to extend the lead to 22-6 in the first quarter. And the Hunter show continued with Blaylock coming back onto the scene and finding the ball through the air, and this time on the ground 30-6 to end the first. All right, let's do some 6-man ball more 6A ball over at Fort Davis, and we're gonna give you a little sneak peek because this one was a good one. It was the Indians and the Bears, and this is how it went down. Balmorhea would end up striking first with this QB flip from Ethan Villanueva to Tomas Contreras, who just walks that thing in. But Fort Davis wouldn't take long to swing back in a massive way. And yes, it's a special teams play. Alberto Ramos back deep, and once he gets the ball in his hands, he turns on the burners all the way to the touchdown. The Bears get it back, and Contreras with the ball, and with some solid lead blocking, he hits the edge, and there's no stopping him down the sideline and for 6. All right, we're gonna keep going through these ones. It's a red-hot Garden City team who hosted 2-2 Van Horn squad and showed what has sparked their impressive 4-1 start, and it would start in a place you wouldn't expect. That's right, we're back on the special teams game. It was Carson Goodwin who was searching for the ball, and then when he found it, he uses that same vision to get down the field and score off the kickoff. He saw his lane and took advantage of coverage and also took it to the house. And the Eagles said, not so fast. We can find these little running lanes too, with Elijah Gaines, who soars to the end zone in quite stylish fashion, with making this game a little interesting, tiptoeing down the sidelines. But then the Bearcats, they would come back and impress through the air. This time it's Logan Siedenberger who tosses the pigskin to John Lopez, who, again, another tiptoe down the sideline for the score. And over in Reagan County, there was a clash between 2 teams going in similar directions, and that direction is up. And our Tyler Dupnick was out there, and he's going to give us an update. And a little spoiler alert, I heard it was a pretty close one.
Yeah, Jenna, it was a wild one here at Owl Stadium between the Kermit Yellow Jackets and the Reagan County Owls. Very defensive first quarter overall, and then in the second quarter it got very interesting, very explosive for Kermit especially. Let's go ahead and take a look at those first half highlights. The Kermit Yellow Jackets coming off a huge upset win over Forest Santa on a 2-game winning streak, bringing out the sledgehammer to face Reagan County on homecoming night, also on a 2-game winning streak. 3-0 Owls after the first quarter. After a 4th and 19 conversion, it's Nate Ginsler up the middle, 4 yards for the touchdown. He flexes on everybody to get Kermit the lead 6-3. And then on the following drive after a safety, it's Ginsler again. He was the story in the first half, toted the rock very effectively for the Yellow Jackets, 33 yards for the touchdown to make it 14-3 Kermit in the second quarter. Now Reagan County in need of an answer. It's quarterback Kason Brown floating onto a wide open Jarrett Brown in the end zone for the score to make it 14-10. Brown, Jarrett had his helmet ripped off on the play before this, and the celebration is on as the Owls are right back in it. However, with 7 seconds left in the first half on 4th and 4, it's quarterback Jeremiah Salazar to Jaden Bejarano for 39 yards for the touchdown to make it 20-10 Kermit. And what a way to end the first half of the Yellow Jackets. Here with Reagan County head coach Kyle Brown. Thrilling game for you guys. Went in overtime 23-20, down 14-3, and you give up a touchdown before half, which had to be frustrating, but you shut them out in the second half, and then you obviously win the game. What did that say about the resiliency of this team?
Yeah, they just kept fighting. That's what I told them after the game. We had plenty of opportunities to get down on ourselves and give up, pout, get negative with each other, but they kept fighting. We had a lot of adversity, and they battled through it.
And in the second half, it was all about the Reagan County defense. Absolutely dominant. They pitched a shutout. The game went into overtime after a late blocked field goal by Kermit, but A.J. Avalos drilled one from deep. Some are saying it's 46, 47 yards out to give Reagan County a 23-20 lead in overtime, and then a 4th down stop got the win for the Owls. 3rd straight win, heading into district play. Plenty of momentum for the home team, and it was a very dramatic finish here on homecoming night at Owl Stadium. Jenna, it was a very interesting night for sure out here in Big Lake.
Well, thanks, Tyler. It sure sounds like it. So we've seen a ton tonight, and we've seen a ton tonight. We had to decide what teams and players stood out among the rest. That's right. It's top players. You're going to be sure to vote on my Twitter page. You're seeing it right there for your favorites tomorrow at 8:30. Let's get right into this action. And we're going to start with a little bit of a QB scrambler. It's Seminole Signal caller Blake Flowers, who would not go down and then tosses this absolute dime to Kyler Kramer. And some more impressive quarterback play. This time in Alpine, Trey Irvin went on the run and threw a few stiff arms in the meantime for the score, leaving defenders in his path. And now this is where things get a little wild on our list. We have back-to-back kickoff returns for a touchdown. Let's start with the Bearcat Carson Goodwin locating the ball and taking it to the house. It was all about finding the right lane, and that's exactly what Goodwin did right there for the score. And now we're going to go over to the second one at Fort Davis. Alberto Ramos must have heard that epic special teams plays were just going around, because bang, a huge return for the end zone for him as well. All right, now with most teams on a bye, especially our 6A programs, our Marcus Risen had us covered with a little bit of an update and the 2-minute drill.
Welcome to the 2-minute drill, where we're going over the 6A schools in the Permian Basin. Strap in, because we don't have much time and we don't have any timeouts. Starting off with Odessa High, who boasts a 3-2 record coming off a win against Clemens. Their key players include their quarterback Jalen Jones, who's thrown 14 touchdown passes so far this season, and Ivan Carrion, who's averaging about 150 yards per game and has 11 total touchdowns.
Our staff did a really good job of putting kids to be successful in certain situations. I was real proud of that. Defensively, I was proud to have a takeaway finally. We had 3 of them, so that made me proud.
Their opponent next week is their rival Permian High. They're 5-0 following a 56-28 throttling of Cooper. Their key players are quarterback Ronnie Hall Jr., who has 10 touchdown passes, and running back Justice Lara, who has 6 rushing touchdowns.
I'm really pleased with our team as far as we talk about all the time about playing a complete game. And I thought, I was proud of our guys pulling away there at the end, proud of our defense. I thought our conditioning was good. We got stronger as the game went on.
Next up are the Midland teams, starting with Midland High. Coming off a 74-14 destruction of San Angelo Central, they're 4-1 and looking good, with an incredible run game led by running back Briley Perez, averaging 117 yards per game and 7 touchdowns, and Mecky McCoy, great name, with 10 rushing touchdowns. They play hard every game.
The first thing that we've been talking about really the last couple of weeks is our effort and how hard we play. that the Bulldogs need to be the hardest playing team on the field, and so I thought we accomplished that.
Last but not least is Midland Legacy, led by All-Stars Marcos Davila and Deontay Saunier. They're only 2-3, coming off a 60-50 loss against Judson. But Coach thinks these difficult schools are important going forward.
Because that's who you're going to face in the second, third round in Region 1. Region 1's brutal, you know. There's been a lot of Region 1 teams in the last couple of years, if not all of them in the last 5-6 years, that have went to the state championship. So to conquer that, you better play some good football teams.
That's a 2-minute drill. Hopefully we got to the end zone.
All right, well, that's, like Marcus said, the 2-minute drill. And we're going to have more coming for you throughout this week. We have a whole bunch of information coming from coaches as they enter district play. A ton coming for you. We also have game time again next week, following by overtime. You found it here. It's on our website and our app. That's it for this week. We'll see you next time.